Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Danielle Noyce here for the 1 Degree Outside Weather Network. This is your insights, the deeper dive into what's going on, and I want to get right to it. The Drought Monitor gets updated every Thursday morning, and there was a pretty significant update that just came out. Severe drought now for parts of eastern Massachusetts, the New Hampshire seacoast, southern Maine, and far southern York County. Now, either abnormally dry to drought conditions now encompass nearly 80% of the Northeast United States. The severe drought, which is now including the city of Boston, Metro West through northeastern Massachusetts. All the orange shaded areas here encompass about 14% of the state. That is a big difference compared to 1 week ago. Obviously, with the dry conditions we've had, notice it extends up to the New Hampshire seacoast and right over the border into far southern York County, Maine. I would not be surprised if these areas expand next week as well, with little rain in the forecast. Now, we're going to talk about the overall pattern, but the dry conditions also have us thinking about the brush fire concerns, obviously, lately. Couple different things going on. With the cold front coming in tomorrow, the wind is going to gust 20 to 30 miles per hour, maybe even a few isolated gusts to 40. So this is going to last through the day tomorrow. Notice the wind shifts around behind the front out of the northwest. Strongest wind into Saturday will be in the morning hours, still some gusts 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then watch what happens Saturday afternoon. It shifts more around to the north, but it does let up substantially. So the strongest period of wind comes tonight through Friday into Saturday. Dry air coming in behind this cold front as well. So outdoor burning is not a good idea, not recommended. Proper disposal of ignition sources is key when we have these elevated fire weather concerns. Now, upper level pattern, right? Atmospheric energy at about 18,000 feet. We look for deeper oranges, reds here. Big upper level low digging into the upper portion of the Midwest will slide east. That's a cold front, but do you notice? It's not like the trough digs down or that upper level low sits there. It turns more zonal. That means a more straight west to east flow. So progressive pattern, the front comes in, it moves out, and then behind it, while we do get cooler air for the upcoming weekend, the overall pattern shows this ridge starting to build again off to our south and west. And that will promote another warm up. It will take a little bit of time to get here. We're kind of on the eastern edge of that ridge, right over the hump of it for the beginning part of next week. So some variable temperatures, and then the warmer air comes in for the middle part of the week. And while it won't be quite as warm as what we have out there today for a record-breaking Halloween, it does look like we'll see some 70s possible through the middle part of next week as this ridge yet again builds in. Now at the surface, the cold front comes in during the day tomorrow. So we're still mild out ahead of it. Actually, some record highs may be broken tomorrow. The greatest chance of that is across southeastern Massachusetts to Cape Cod. Some of the records to beat on the Cape are actually in the upper 60s, and we may hit 70 on Cape Cod as it takes a little bit longer for that front to move through. There's not a ton of moisture with the front, so yes, there's a threat for a passing shower, but it's not going to amount to much, a trace to maybe a few hundredths. Northern New England, we may see about a tenth to a quarter of an inch in spots. The weekend for outdoor plans looks amazing with a new ridge of high pressure building in. So Saturday, lots of sunshine, slightly cooler than average temperatures. Sunday, high pressure still in charge, though I do think we get some high thin clouds that will filter the sunshine a bit on Sunday, so it won't be as bright of a day overall. Monday, here comes that leading edge of the warmer air. Thing is, there's been dry air in place over the weekend. So there may be some showers, but it's going to battle against that dry air. So later on Monday, we may get a shower that comes into western New England, and that front will kind of wobble over us on election day itself. So there may be a wide range in temperatures across New England, from southwestern New England being warmest, and then cooler air coming in off the ocean if we can get that wind to kind of stay coming in off the water. So we'll watch that closely. It doesn't look like a washout on election day, maybe an isolated shower overall. The weather will cooperate if you're casting your ballot. Predictive radar, I just want to show you a zoomed in view of tomorrow. Actually, it starts this evening. And notice a few showers will expand out of upstate New York into northern New England. Tomorrow morning's commute, maybe a shower or two. Notice it's not that much, not that widespread. Pushes through from west to east. This is the cold front. So tomorrow morning, a shower, maybe an isolated downpour in central New England. And then we clear the skies out. The sun breaks out. There may be a lingering shower until late morning or midday on the Cape. But even that, too, doesn't amount to a whole lot. And the rest of the day is dry with that drier air coming in and that breeze kicking up through our Friday. All right, temperature-wise, yes, it's another warm one in some areas. Yes, above average, even in northern New England too, but it's going to be a really mild start to the day. The temperatures actually drop through the day in far northern New England on the backside of the cold front. We still top out 75 to near 80 in much of far eastern southern New England. There's that 65 to 70 on the Cape, that wind kicking up again, 10 to 25 miles per hour, some gusts to 30, 35, elevating the fire weather concerns. And that wind stays active, which will inhibit frost Friday night, although we do get chillier. Temperatures low to mid 30s inland, couple upper 20s in the North Country, and generally 40 to 45 the closer you are to the coastline. High temperatures on Saturday, bright sunshine, classic fall weather returns, mid 50s, 40s to the north. The wind, I mentioned earlier, strongest in the morning on Saturday, and then will ease through the day, and it will be a lighter wind on Sunday too. Notice Saturday night, widespread 20s, so a hard freeze north and west of Boston. We get near freezing. City itself dips below that 40-degree mark. And then on Sunday, you see a lot of clouds here. They're cirrus ones, high in the sky, thin enough we get filtered sunshine through them. High temperatures generally running in the lower to middle 50s, some upper 50s across Connecticut, and some 40s in far northern New England. The wind won't be that strong on Sunday either. Now, the Pats are not at Gillette. They're down at Nissan Stadium in Nashville versus the Titans. A lot of clouds around, some breaks of sun. It's going to be warm, temperatures in the 70s. We may touch 80 here through the duration of the game. The wind may be a little bit of a factor at Nissan Stadium, gusting at times over 20 miles per hour, and that wind will stay active out of the south with that warm air in place, a little bit of humidity in place for the Pats and the Titans Sunday at 1 p.m. kickoff. Start of next week, threat for a shower, temperatures running in the 50s. Again, that wind coming in off the ocean, but there may be some warmer air that tries to push in on Tuesday, particularly in southwestern New England. So we'll keep you posted on the election day forecast. Of course, you can check it out in our app too with the 14-day forecast. It's free in the App Store and Google Play. We get the videos right at the top too. And you can also check out our swag store merchandise. A lot of different items, colors, sizes to choose from. swag.onedegreeoutside.com. That's how things are looking for now. Matt's going to join me a little bit later. We'll take a look at some of your beautiful photos over the last week.